Welcome back. So we are going to be starting with the introduction to Microsoft Excel. And in this section, we are going to be looking at data entry and introduction to functions and formulas in Microsoft Excel. So I said last time that the Microsoft Excel worksheet has 16,000 rows, over 16,000 columns ranging from A to XFD. So if I want to check the last column here from A, I can hold my control and click on my right arrow. So this takes me to the last, you can see here, it's showing XFD. That's the last column that I have on my Microsoft Excel. So it's over 16,000 columns of, yes, over 16,000 columns is what I have here. So I can also hold my control, click on the left arrow, and this brings me back to A1. So if I also want to see the total number of rows, I can click on my control and also click on the down arrow, and this takes me down to the last number of rows that I have, which is 1,048,576 rows of data of rows in my Microsoft Excel. So I am going to take this up. All right, so you press your control and the up arrow, and that brings you back to this point. So there are so many things you can do with your Microsoft Excel, and we are going to start from the home ribbon. So on the home ribbon, you have the clipboard area where you can copy, you can cut, you can paste, and do whatever you intend to do, maybe within your data. And again, you have the font area. So let me come in here and type, let's just say I have student ID. So let's say I have student ID as a column name. Now, if you see when I put in the student ID, um, the D, the last letter D, is not really visible the way it should be. So if I want to expand this cell here, you do that in between the alphabet. So you can see here, that's the columns. So within column A and B, you hover on this line that separates them, and you can double click and move it towards the right, and you see I've created that space. Same thing to between these numbers. So if I want to space the rows as well, I will go to where the rows are, that's the numbers. And then when this arrow shows like this, I will double click or hold my left click and drag down, and you see that I have actually created that space. So you can try that out from your end. So you can try that out from your end. Now, another thing you need to understand again is in your Excel, when you type, you can also, click on your bold or Control B. You can italize, you can underline whatever you have in your cell. And these gray lines that separate the cells, you can also come to border. This part is border. So you can go to border and you can decide to make it thick border. That's this particular cell. So you can see I just made this border now so thick. You can as well change the fill color from here. You see, you can give it a fill color. You can as well give your text color. You can change your text color to whatever you intend to change it to. You can make that bold so it can be very visible. Then you also have where you can change the font style. You can make the font style whatever you intend to make it. So I just pick Area Black. You can also increase or reduce the size of your text. You can also do that from here. You can also do that from here. You can put it at the center or at the middle of your, put it at the center or at the middle of the cell. You can as well uh, choose to change the orientation of this your text. So you see that here under the alignment, you see when you click on that orientation, you see different angles where you can change your text and whatever you intend to change it to. So I just made it look like this. So by increasing it, so you see that from this part here, the orientation part. Yeah, you can rotate it, you can do lots of things with it. And again, that's under alignment. So let's say I want to merge and center this. So let's say I want the student ID to cover, let's say column A and B on row one. So I can select these two cells. I can select these two cells. So see how I select. Now, when this my pointer is showing this white arrow, then I can either double click and drag this way. You see, just double tap on it and then drag to the right to include column B. Now, when you do that, you can go to this alignment group, and then on this alignment group, you will see this particular icon, or it will show you merge and center. So when you click on that, you will see merge and center. You also see merge across, you see merge cells. So when you click on that, you see that only on row one, your column A and B, they are not acting as one cell. So that is merge and center. And most time you see this, lots of time people do use it in their Microsoft Excel. So I think why on creating dashboard, I will show you how you can mesh cells, or while working on some complex data analysis tasks or automation, I will show you how you can merge your cells and also create something very much unique, just like this. So we also have the number setting where you can format the number. You can do a lot of formatting. You can also change your different data types from here. Then we have the styling group where you have conditional formatting. You can condition a text, you can condition a value, you can do a lot of things. You can format your data range to a table. You can convert to table. You can also convert from table to a data range. So you are going to see all of that. But then one key thing I do love you to understand is this. I did love you to know that. So I want to unmesh. So I go here, click on unmesh, and I just unmeshed that. I can also go here, change from this fee color to no fee, and that is settled. So again, to this, when you type in a cell, you always have this break here. You can see this place where there is this break here. Now this is auto fee. Now if I should drag this to the right, anything I have in this particular A1 will be written in the other cells I took them to. You can see that. Now another thing again is if I drag it down, if I come here and drag it down, you also see it written there. So this is auto fee. You can see that happen. So I can go here and then undo it. So another thing I do love you to understand is that when you put in a text in your Microsoft Excel and click enter, you see that this text, by default, your text will always be on the left hand side of the cell. So if I should have something like letter A, you see that it is on the left hand side of this cell. And if I should have a number like 1, you see that the number goes to the right hand side the of the cell. Now, same thing happens to date as well. So when you put in a date, when you put in a date, uh, when you put in a date, you also see that the date goes to the right hand side of your of your cell. So these are different data types. So Excel pays attention to data types. So in this series, we are going to quickly go to functions and formulas, where we are going to use this table that you can see here to study functions and formulas. So the link to this table is in my GitHub repository. So the link to that GitHub repository will also be attached to this particular video. So in the next section, we are going to focus on the Excel functions. So functions are inbuilt keywords that enables you to make calculations or operations on your data. So we have a different uh, concept of functions, different types of functions. ranging from the text functions to logical functions to date and time functions to lookup functions to cube functions, engineering functions, financial functions, statistical functions. There are a lot of them. So in the next section, we are going to be focusing more on functions, and we are going to be seeing the text functions. So stay tuned and see you in the next video. Thank you.